Hey guys, Josiah here with Aesthetyx Fitness. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about whether or not push-ups build muscle. Alright, before I get started with today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and click that little bell icon. That way every time I come out with a new video, you guys are getting notified so you don't miss out on any great new content. Also, if you feel like it really helps me out if you hit that like button down below as well. Now with that out of the way, let's get started. Alright, so for anyone who has just started caring a little bit about fitness and is just trying to get into slightly better shape, one of the first things they will probably start doing is push-ups, and a lot of people have a goal of wanting to be able to do, 30 or 50 or 100 push-ups a day in one go. And a lot of people then, after doing that for a while, are going to have the question, is this doing anything for me? Is this a good, useful exercise? Is this how I'm going to build a lot of muscle, how I'm going to get jacked and get really strong? And I want to talk about that in today's video because the answer is a little complicated and falls into the category of yes and no. So basically, when you're doing push-ups, if you are an untrained individual, somebody whose body has never really been tested in the way that really hard physical exercise tests you, anything you do is going to force your body to change, grow, get stronger, and build muscle. So for instance, if you do push-ups for the first time and you cannot do one push-up, and then 1 month from now you do push-ups and you can do 20 push-ups, you will notice a physical change in your strength and level of muscular development in your chest, shoulders, and triceps because you're going from a state of not having that strength to having it. However, as you've heard me talk about in other previous videos, there is kind of an ideal rep range and a level of intensity required to build muscle past a certain point. Meaning that once you've been working out for a month, 2 months, 3 months, your body is going to have kind of put on all of the easy muscle that it can right from the get-go, just in the process of adjusting to lifting weight and working out. And at that point, you're going to actually have to start progressively overloading with heavier weights, shorter rest times, or however you want to adjust the intensity in order to make sure that you are continually taxing your body more than the level that it's become comfortable with. And in doing that, if your goal is to add size and muscle mass, the ideal rep range of exercise to be working with is something in kind of like the 4 to 15 rep range, meaning where after you complete that number of reps per set, you're unable to continue because it's simply too heavy to go on beyond that 15 rep mark. Now again, if you're doing 20, 25 reps occasionally, that is still in a range that's going to build some muscle, just not as effectively as that lower rep range. You can check out a video where I actually talk about that specifically right here. But that is where one of the first downsides of doing push-ups as a muscle building exercise is really going to come into play, is that when you're doing push-ups, you're really not moving enough weight for it to really be a significant resistance to build a lot of muscle past just your beginner level of training. When you're doing 30, 40, 50, 60 push-ups in a set, you are just simply not taxing your body in that strength building way. It's turning into more of an endurance exercise. Now granted, is it still going to help make you stronger and fitter? Absolutely, of course. I recommend doing push-ups. I usually do a set or two of push-ups almost every day of the week just because they're a low intensity exercise that I can do to help burn a couple little calories, keep myself fit, and they're a very athletically driven exercise. What I mean by that is that since your point of contact with the ground is stable, you have your hands and your feet on the ground and you are using your own body weight as the actual weight which you're lifting, it's a very natural motion for your body to do. And unlike a bench press where you're kind of pinned down on a bench moving a weight, doing push-ups, since you are leaning forward over the ground, gives your scapula the actual range of motion they need to fluidly, easily, naturally move back and forth as you do the push-up, which is not something they can do as easily when you're doing a bench press motion, making it a less natural motion. Also, push-ups are great because they engage your core. They force you to use your core to stabilize your body. If you're doing them with proper form, they're a very, very safe exercise that almost anybody can do. There are many different variations you can do to slightly target, change the difficulty, and you can do one-arm push-ups if you want to increase the resistance per arm that you're using. So there are ways you can use them to gain strength. If you don't have access to a gym, you don't have access to a bench press, there are very, very difficult variations of push-ups that you can use to get incredibly strong. For instance, look up a planche push-up. Those are like elite level strength exercises that are incredibly difficult to do. Now again, if your goal is to build a huge chest, push-ups are not going to get you there. They're just not past a certain point. But again, if you're just starting out, if you're a person that wants to use really natural, functional, body weight based movements, they're a great choice. If you're a person that's maybe rehabbing from an injury, needs to avoid things that are going to possibly, pin your scapula back, or going to put stress on your fronts of your delts, push-ups are a great way to be able to get a similar motion to a bench press in a much more natural, safe environment. And if you're a person who primarily wants to train for endurance, being able to run obstacle races, to do burpees, things like that, push-ups are a great way to do that because you are taxing your body with a very high endurance level. If you can do, 100, 120 push-ups in one set, that's going to be really great for building muscular endurance as well. So to answer the question, are push-ups a good exercise? Yes, they absolutely are, and I highly recommend that almost everybody should do them. To answer the question, are push-ups going to make you huge and jacked and build a big chest? The answer is no. No, they're simply just not. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to hit that like button down below if you enjoyed today's video or found it informative. And of course, subscribe to my channel because I have new content coming out all the time that I don't want you guys to miss. And leave a comment down below letting me know what topics you would like me to cover in future videos so that I can help you train smarter and look better.